How did you connect with them? Did you come to a seminar? Let the people know.
I actually linked with Caesar on Instagram. We had exchanged some messages like about 2 years ago or whatever. And then when I was, at the time I wasn't ready to do anything. I wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet. So when I was, I got back in contact with him, and he had just started up the seminars and like really got tight with Envy, and like the whole lane opened up, this whole new lane. Obviously he was doing his thing way before meeting up with Envy, but it just like kind of exploded when they linked together. We were talking, we started getting some business rolling, and I ended up going to the seminar in, I think it was Jersey City in like May. And
yeah, that one was packed.
It was amazing. I actually think you guys did like an extra one that day or something.
Yeah, we did. They sold so many tickets on the first show that we had to do a second show like 2 hours after the first show, and that one had probably like 700-800 people in it. It was crazy.
Yeah, double pack. That's crazy. And you get all the information that you need, everything that you need. Like, I was actually really surprised. Like, and it's funny because the last seminar in New York, he actually said it. Because in my head, I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, they're really giving you everything, but isn't that kind of like damaging, like, their ability to do stuff? And I think Envy had joked. He was like, yeah, since we've been telling everybody the prices are a little bit higher,
Yeah, they are.
But like, that's the sign of a real one right there. It's like, they know that they're creating competition. It's kind of like what I do with the music stuff. Like, I gotta be honest with you. I'm like the godfather of engineering in New Jersey. A lot of the younger engineers, a lot of them learn stuff from me, or still call me for advice and stuff like that. And it's like, as I give it, I'm creating competitors, but I don't mind. I don't mind, because I'd rather other people be really good at something than be trash,
Yeah,
and it's
because it's enough money out here for everybody.
Everybody, man. So my whole thing, like I was saying, was I needed to find like private money or hard money lenders that would deal with somebody like me that wanted to get in the bulk that I wanted to get, So they gave all that information at the seminar, which was amazing. He pretty much gave his game plan, and then he lined all you guys up, guys and ladies. We can't forget about Sabine. And
absolutely.
He just gave the whole format and was basically like, hey, look, you could use all this, is my whole system. Use it. It's just, so you have everything.
What people don't realize, and I tell people all the time, I said, number one, this should be a lot more expensive than $100, right? Yeah. Because there's no upselling. They're not selling any master classes or anything like that. We don't charge for consultations, none of that. So they could really charge a little bit more than what they're charging, but they make it so affordable. So that way, no one's boxed out of this, right? So if you can't come up with $100, then you really shouldn't be thinking about it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Your mind is too small to like try to do those things.
Yeah, and what Caesar and Envy and Fernando, what I love about, they tell you everything. They don't hold nothing back. They tell you where they're buying the houses from. Here's the lenders. This is our process. They show their HUD ones or their settlement statements. They're showing you everything that they're doing to a certain extent. There's only so much you can show, in a 30-minute time frame while you're on stage. But they give out all the details, and they don't leave nothing back, in my opinion.
Absolutely nothing, man. Like I said, it still blows my mind.
Seminar now. So you went to the May seminar, great seminar. You learned a lot. You got the blueprint. You got your foundation. What was your next step? Were you a homeowner prior to this, or was this your first time buying property?
Well, I've actually been involved with properties before, but I was never the buyer. I always came in on a refinance. So I had a business in Belleville, with my business partner. We had a commercial building. He owned it. Then we went to go refinance to get, everything out of the way. And that's when I came in on that building. So that was my experience with that. I did the same thing with a home down in Atlanta. And then my house up here that I live in is an inheritance. So this was basically technically my first home buying purchase.
All right. So your first time home buyer, essentially. So now you said I'm gonna buy some investment properties. What did you do next after the seminar? Take us through that process.
The first thing I did was I just like really hit like the internet real hard and driving around, just looking for stuff because I knew that I wanted multifamilies after seeing it, but I also knew that I didn't just want a two family because that was like I didn't know the game at first, like two families are real common. 3 and 4 is a little bit harder to find unless you go to certain neighborhoods. So
Okay.
I was like I was all messed up. Like I'm in Nutley looking at two families. Like I don't know what I was doing at first. Like crazy, right? Um, but what I was noticing was that the numbers never really worked out right for a two family. Like you were basically like either you were paying all the bills or like making $100 on top of it or something. Like it was never like any like crazy profits that I was seeing from two families. So then that's
Okay.
when I really started going, okay, well, what is Caesar doing? And I'm noticing like everything that he posts, for the most part, like if he was flipping something, it might have been a two family, you know.
Correct.
But
Correct.
if he's holding something, it was always like a 3 or a 4.
Correct.
So then that's when I started thinking like, okay, well, if you paying all your bills and then maybe make $100 or $200 or something with a two family, well, add that next rent on or the next two rents on, and now you're making 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, whatever for the property. So I started to think, wow, that's what you want to do, and that's why he's doing it.
Hmm.
But then the problem that I was having was, trying to find the neighborhood that had all these magical 3 and 4 families in them that were all for sale right now, because I didn't just want to buy one. I wanted to buy as many as I could.
Okay.
So I started realizing that, you had to start looking in like Newark or Irvington, or you had to look in Patterson or Passaic. Um, then that's when I got the knowledge from Caesar that was like, okay, Passaic County has different laws than other counties. So apparently in Passaic County, there's a shorter amount of time where you can file eviction against your tenant for non-payment. I believe
Okay.
it's 15 days, I think, something like that. And then you can have them out within 30 to 45 days
Mm.
versus Essex County, which is where Newark and Irvington are. It's not that fast. It could take 3-6 months to get somebody out. Now, mind
To
you,
get them out.
yeah, mind you, you're paying your mortgage for those 3 to 6 months, but they're not paying their rent, so they're seriously hurting your investment. So
Okay.
from an investment standpoint, it makes way more sense for me to go into Passaic County because I could get you out faster if there's a
Mm.
problem. Um,
That makes sense. That makes
yeah.
sense.
Then after I kind of honed in on like, okay, well, this is obviously why Caesar and Envy invest in this area. I mean, aside from Caesar being from Patterson, it makes more sense as a business to go there to do that. But then what I started noticing was it's hard to find a whole bunch of them that's for sale at once. Because like I was saying, I wanted to pick up a whole bunch just in one shot.
How many
So
did you wind up buying at one time?
I ended up buying 4. I bought three families and 1 4 family.
Jeez. Jeez. So you walked in the gate, your first time buying property, you bought three families, which is 9 doors. And then you added a 4 unit on top of it, added another door to give you a
Yep.
total of 13 doors for your first transaction.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you're crazy. I
Yeah,
love it.
and it's crazy because when I look back at it, like especially for the closing, like closing on 4 properties at once, I'm insane, man. Like I don't know what type of mode I was in where I went through all 4 closing statements in an hour, uh, found mistakes, had them corrected, and closed on it. Like it was just crazy. Like I don't know if if you're not like a real big numbers guy, I don't know if you would be able to do that, man. Like I barely was able to do it. It was crazy though.
Let's not get to that part yet, because I want to go through that in a minute, right?
Okay.
So Caesar's been mentoring you since the seminar, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
How much did he charge you for this?
Zero. I mean, just $100 for the seminar, and like I said, you know, we had linked through Instagram before, and he's always made himself available. Like, bro, listen, if you have any questions at all, call me, ask me the question. And I remember one time sitting in his office. This is so funny, and I'm like I sat back. I'm like, Caesar, like for real, like I could call you about anything at all, like whatever, like even if I asked you the question before. And he just looked at me and he was like, dude, I told you could call me about anything. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Like,
and he did all of this for free.
Yeah, I mean the guy's unbelievable.
No upsell. That's amazing.
Zero.